Hey everyone, it's Ashley and today I'm doing another Chit Chat Get Ready with me. We're going to be talking about focusing on your damn self. I'm just going to be candid with you guys and honest because I feel like this isn't me saying that I'm better than you. This is me saying I can see this in you because I see it within myself sometimes as well. You lack focus and strategy. You have bad habits. The main one is comparing yourself and where you are to other people. What you need to do in that situation is master your mind. Is it going to be easy? No, because your mind basically tells you this is uncomfortable, this is uncharted territory, this is different, this is challenging, this is going to be difficult. So your mind is going to put up a mental stop sign and it's going to tell you no, you can't do this. Not because you can't do it. It's your mind. Anything that you put your mind to, but don't underestimate that statement because you have to actually think it and believe it. And I feel like even with the law of attraction, people still lack that emotional intelligence to get you to the place where you want to go. Therefore, you have to procrastinate a lot less and you have to talk about it a lot less and you have to make fewer excuses. That's the only way things are going to happen for you. Because you guys know, it's actually not fun to talk about something or complain about something if you don't have a plan or some type of action that you're going to take to fix the problem or to come up with some type of solution that will help you. A lot of the times that causes you to resent someone else's success. And in that case, you just have to call it what it is. You having difficulties mastering your mind causes you to resent someone else's success. But at the end of the day, resenting someone else's success is only going to hold you back. You're not going to get anywhere because you can't control anyone with your mind. Heck, you have a difficulty controlling yourself with your own mind. So looking at someone else and saying, oh, they're so successful, and then resenting them for it and targeting like the dark crevices in their life that you think will make you feel better, it's actually just holding you back. You're not really doing anything. Okay, that'll do para now. So that's the first step to focusing on yourself. Focus on your strategy and stop comparing yourself to others and stop weighing yourself on the scale that society has laid out for you. Just because what you're doing may not look like that of someone else's, or it may not be around the same age in which you're accomplishing these goals. The thing is, you have to count your wins in order for you to really understand that you're doing something. A lot of people get so hung up and obsessed with the fact that such and such is doing this and such is doing that. And it's like, that's great, but what are you doing? And sometimes you can get so caught up that you begin to invest yourself into things that you really shouldn't care about. Because when you care about something, you invest energy, you invest time, and you invest money into it. When you care about something. When you literally don't care, you couldn't care less, you don't invest your energy, you don't invest your time, and you definitely don't invest your money. So what you have to do is make enough calculated decisions that allow you to invest your energy, your time, and your money into things that you actually care about. And that's going to require you to conduct a mental cleanse. I don't know about you guys, but there have been plenty of times where I'll commit to things and I know good and well I don't want to go, I don't want to attend, I don't want to participate, but you kind of get a little lost in the sauce because like if you turn down plans enough, people just stop inviting you all together. It's happened to me plenty of times. Especially with me being out of college now, I barely see my friends as it is. So there are times where I'll think to myself, I might as well go. I rarely get invited to things anyway. And if I go to this, then I'll have fun. And then they'll invite me to something else. They'll invite me to something else. And before I know it, I'll have like a more active social life. But what good does it do to go to things that you know you don't want to go to? But what good is it to just show up for participation points? Like, what good does that do you? And then outside of showing up for events, you have to decide what you care about and what you don't care about. And for everything that you don't care about, you don't care about it. Period. That's the golden rule. If you say, I don't care about something, you don't invest your time, your energy, or your money into things that you don't care about. So if you say that you don't care about a person or a place or a thing, then that shouldn't get any of your time. It shouldn't get any of your energy, or shouldn't get any of your attention. Definitely shouldn't get any of your money. Because honestly, once you figure out what you care about and what you don't care about, you have to protect your mental space at all costs. You cannot give time, energy, attention, and money to things that you claim you don't care about. Because when you're in the process of trying to focus on yourself and hone in on personal development and growing as a person, you can't care about the things that you don't care about. It takes up too much of your time. But something else that takes up too much of your time is overcommitting or committing to things outside of your mandatory obligations. There are lots of different things that are going to be thrown your way. Birthday parties, graduation celebrations, baby showers, weddings. There are tons of things like girls' trips, offers to go on a vacation as a couple with other couples, or even in the workspace, going to such and such as going away party or retirement party or get to know one another mixer, just, you know, lots of like company events. There are so many other things that are thrown your way that aren't mandatory obligations. And this is something that I'm working on in particular, because you're definitely, this is no offense to anyone because I do this all the time, you know, but you're definitely an asshole if you commit to something and then you bail out. And I say that I'm working on it because I am, because I literally did that just this weekend. I committed to coming to something and I bailed out at the last minute. You know people are going to be fine if you don't show up and you already committed to showing up, but that's not the point. Like, don't commit to something if you're going to bail out. Just don't. If you're going to bail out, or you're considering bailing out, or you're thinking twice about what it is you're committing to in the first place, protect your mental space and exercise your right to say, I can't, no thank you, I already have other plans or another obligation. So that way you're less busy, you're less stressed out, and you're less broke, and you're not, you know, committing to a bunch of different things. And quite honestly, that'll help you save money. If you're not committing to a bunch of things, that'll help you save time. That way you can devote that time to helping yourself, focusing on yourself. You can spend that energy investing it into something that will help grow you or help you improve as a person, help you with your that'll help you with your personal development. There we go. Now, of course, you don't want to miss like big, huge things. Like, you know, if you have an older sister and she's having a baby shower, but you're on this focusing on yourself kick, so you say, I don't like baby showers, I'm not gonna go. I mean, that's your sister, you know what I'm saying? So this main point is pretty important, because I feel like everyone that you admire, for whatever reason you admire them for, I believe that they've stopped implementing this way of thinking. Basically, you have to focus on implementing your elaborate plan instead of watching somebody else's process and adding it to your plan so that you can get ahead. A lot of people ask questions over and over again, and they take out their, you know, pen and paper, and they say, well, how do you do this, and how do you use this, and how do you do this, and how did you build this? Just for example, let's say that you have a garden, and so you're looking over at somebody else's garden to see what they're doing. And you're looking at the brand of crops that they use, like the brand of seeds and stuff that they're planting. You're seeing how many times they're watering their garden. I mean, you're just really over there paying very, very, very close attention to what they're doing in their garden. But what you don't realize is while you're paying attention and taking notes, you have your pen and your paper out, they're working. And you're inspired, you're motivated, yeah, but what you're doing, instead of working as well, you're thinking to yourself, I'm just going to watch how they did it, see how long it took them to do it, and by the time they're done, I can already just add their process to my plan, and it shouldn't take me that long. But you're trying to cheat the hustle. You're trying to fake the hustle and fake working the system. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are trial and error, and by trial and error, it means you have to actually put the work in. You have to actually get in the game to figure out how things work. If you're so focused on somebody else's garden, the next time you look up, you'll see them reaping the benefits of the discipline, the hard work, the effort. You'll see them benefiting from their harvest, in so many words, and you're sitting there and you're like, goals, goals, one day that's gonna be me, one day that's gonna be me. But it could have been you. You were just sitting here watching the whole time though. While you're over there yelling and screaming, goals, 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 you really didn't save yourself much time, because using somebody's implementation strategy, like I said, it's just not going to save you much time, because you still have to put in the hard work. And another thing, on a very serious note, there are 3 things that a lot of people have difficulty committing themselves to. These 3 things are going to teach you something that's very vital to your success, and the 3 things are as follows: eating clean, working out, and budgeting. The long and short of it is all about discipline. It's all about discipline. The more disciplined you are, usually and very, typically, the more success you are going to achieve. And eating clean and working out and budgeting, while it is about discipline, it helps you. All of those things help you. When you are eating clean, you are feeding your body the nutrients that it needs. When you are working out, you are helping yourself live longer, think clearer. You are literally releasing endorphins so that you feel happier. And who doesn't want to feel happier? You know what I'm saying? And then when you are budgeting, that allows you to stop spending money you know you shouldn't be spending on things that you know you absolutely positively don't need. There's so many people who are on this financial merry-go-round, and they don't have to be. They're spending money on things because they feel like one, they feel like they're going to get their money back. But some people, and this is deeper, depending on like the person, some people are like this and some people aren't, but some people spend their money because they feel like they don't deserve to have it. Some people spend their money because they didn't come from money, or just the opposite, they spend their money recklessly because they did come from money, and coming from money has taught them that somehow, some way, I'll always get it back. So when you're not focused on yourself, you'll invest your time and energy, but most importantly, you'll invest your money into things that you either don't care about or you don't need, or it's just like a temporary fix. And you feel like, oh, what's that called? Retail therapy. Yeah. Oh, like retail therapy. I'm helping myself out. I'm stressed. I'm just gonna go treat myself to whatever it is I want to eat, or oh my gosh, I need this top, or I need this makeup product, or I need this, or I need that. And you're not focused on yourself enough to realize, I could really allocate my funds a little bit differently so that I'm financially literate, and so that I'm putting enough money aside so that when it rains, it doesn't flood. A lot of the times, you'll find yourself in a crisis because an emergency happens to you and you spend your money on whatever it is that you spend your money on. You bought food, you bought clothes, you bought shoes, you bought makeup. I understand people have needs, especially, college students. You buy books and things that are required for your coursework, but it's always just very smart to live below your means. And focusing on yourself really helps you hone in on what do you need. But I'm just saying, focusing on yourself is going to help you reach those goals, so that when somebody accomplishes something, like when somebody gets a new car, when somebody gets a luxury apartment, when somebody gets a new home, when somebody gets something or obtains something that you desire to have, or when somebody goes someplace that you desire to go. Financial literacy and focusing on yourself helps you understand, literally focusing on themselves, focusing on whatever it is that they do got them to this accomplishment or this achievement. So focusing on yourself is what's really going to help you figure out, okay, this is what I want to do, this is the path that I want to go down, and this is how I'm going to implement it. But you have to choose, you have to give it a meaning, and then you have to come up with a plan of action. But you won't be able to do that if you're so busy looking at someone else. And this can go for all types of things. This can go for friendships, relationships, your education, your finances, your business. This literally goes for so much. Just because you don't see someone physically moving their funds over from one account to another doesn't mean that they're not saving money. Just because they're not talking about what they have coming up doesn't mean that they're not working on a new project. And I notice a lot of people get, for lack of a better word, like discontent around graduation time, especially like college graduation, because they'll see that these college students were really working on their process throughout the semester, and once graduation hits, that's when you realize all of their accomplishments. That's when they like recount everything or go over everything that they've been working on. I mean, the possibilities are endless, like really, but my whole point is they focused on themselves. And a lot of the times we're so busy looking at other people and we're focusing on their process and how they're doing things that we're just planning, and that's it. But nobody knows what your plan looks like if they can't actually see you implement it. So focusing on yourself does not mean you stop listening to music, you stop watching TV, you stop watching Netflix and Hulu, you stop hanging out with your friends, you stop, you know, absorbing or taking in any information. You literally just become a super selfish person and you only care about and worry about you. That's not what that means at all. While what you take in does play a part in focusing on yourself, and you can really benefit from self-help and motivational books and podcasts, and just watching different like documentaries on Netflix and Hulu, and just really focus on feeding yourself the information that could be absorbed and then applied to whatever it is that you're working on. And you don't have to come across like pretentious or, you know, like you're better than everybody because you're focusing on yourself, but just be really realistic with yourself. Just to, you know, be realistic about my situation and where I am. I personally don't necessarily feel like YouTube brings in enough money for me, for my liking, simply because I make good money just for the position that I'm in though. I live with my parents and my car has been paid off since I was in college, so I don't have a car note. Literally my expenses are just my insurance and my phone bill and just any other expenses that I have to take care of, just things that are personally related to me. So in this particular case, I do have a lot of money left over each month as far as my expenses are concerned, to save money, or if I want to go somewhere, like go on a trip, I can travel. But I really desire to make more because I feel like I deserve more because of the 5 years that I went to school. Plus I want to get more experience, and instead of just sitting around twiddling my thumbs looking at other people who are making more than I am on YouTube, I'm focusing on myself and saying, get a job. I don't have the mindset that says just look at someone else's process. This person, oh girl, throwing your tweezers everywhere. This person gets good views, what are they doing? This person is doing this, do that. This person is doing, like, I don't look at other people's process and try to implement it into my own plan. I had a plan, more so towards the beginning of the year, to make 6 figures this year. Because I left my job by way of resigning, I didn't know if I would still be able to meet that goal with like YouTube and brand deals and things like that. But in my mind, the goal isn't really as important as me finding my footing in the corporate realm and finding a new job. That's what I desire. So that's what I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to make it happen. And I'm not going to focus on anybody else's situation, because the truth of the matter is that's not my situation. So it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And to be quite honest, other people's experiences and what worked for them may not be meant for you, because your experiences and what worked for you are meant for you. I hate the statement, you don't know what they had to do to get this, and I hate that, because no, you don't know. That's a given. You don't know. What you don't know is what's out there for you. And if you're so focused on what everyone else is accomplishing and what everyone else is achieving, you have no idea what you could accomplish. You have no idea your potential and what you could achieve. And when I say focus on your damn self, that means stop looking at the people who are gardening or reaping the benefits from their harvest and saying goals, ooh, one day that's going to be me, because you sometimes in some cases you watch them plant those seeds. You watch them water those seeds. You watch them. You were there, but you weren't actually doing the work. And you're not going to achieve anything or accomplish anything without doing the work. And that's the thing. A lot of success stories have these gray areas. Something that my dad and I like to watch is the show Unsung. And Unsung is basically a show about famous singers and performers and things like that. The lives that we didn't know that they live, like the behind the scenes, and just like the rise and sometimes most likely the fall in their careers. And with Unsung and documentaries, all kinds of things, sometimes you'll see these gray areas. And what I mean by gray areas is they'll talk about the struggle that the artist, you know, experienced, and then they'll talk about all of a sudden they got their big break. But then you're like, wait, what did they do or think or say, or what did they do before the big break? Like, what were they doing? And for the longest time, I will always be so curious about the gray area. I would always be curious about what happened before the big break. What were you doing? How were you staying motivated? How were you working through discouragement? Like, what did you do when you doubted yourself? What happened in the gray area? And it dawned on me, in the gray area was literally just tenacity. It was just hard work. Constantly, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. It was just implementation. Because if you can be consistent during your gray area, if you can work hard when people aren't watching you or paying any attention to you, if you can be consistent, if you don't have to say, oh, I'm waiting for this, oh, I planned out this, oh, I need this to do this. If there isn't always like a means to an end with you, there's no telling how big and successful and powerful you could become once you actually get your big break. Because you did the work, you were consistent, you were focused, you were tenacious, you were driven, you were motivated. And that's the thing. So many people that you admire, I'm sure they have this one thing in common. In one way or another, they're a self-starter. You want to make sure that you're not just somebody who does a lot of talking. You have to actually do the work. Do the work. Do yourself a favor. And, you know, in this order, start eating clean. Start working out. Start disciplining yourself financially. Start budgeting. Become financially literate. And stop giving your time and your energy and your money to things that you don't care about. and pour that excess time, energy, and money into things that you do care about. If you care about business, invest in books that will help you. There's tons of free content from entrepreneurs and infopreneurs and bloggers and people in the digital space and people outside of the digital space. You can find articles online that'll really help you. Listen to podcasts, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. This is not a shameless plug for Audible or anything like that. None of this is sponsored, but this is literally me telling you. A lot of these people we don't know, yet we're so invested in their lives. That same investment, that same energy, we need to put that into our own lives and focus on our damn selves. Use these couple of months. Use the summer from June to August. Seriously, focus on yourself. I mean, whatever the case is, don't sabotage yourself and allow people to tell you, oh, you're whack, you've changed, you're better for it, okay? You're better for it. And this last point, there's nothing more irritating than you saying a mouthful and then someone says, easier said than done. For the next couple of months, from June to August, you all are not allowed to say it's easier said than done. A lot of things are easier said than done. Who gives a flying crap? At least for the months of June through August. June 2017 through August 2017. Really commit to focusing on your damn self. Also really focus on what you're putting into your body. Focus on working out. Focus on budgeting. Take little steps and make small changes. That'll help you really find clarity. That'll help you in your business. It'll help you at your 9 to 5. It'll help you at your internship. It'll help you as far as your education is concerned. It'll help you in your friendships, your relationships. It'll help you with your parents and your family. Focusing on yourself is literally you making sure that you care about yourself, that you love yourself, and you are making sure that you are focused on caring about yourself and loving yourself and not focus on other people caring about you and loving you. Because you can't pour out to other people, you can't give to other people, you can't be of service to other people if you're not clear on who you are, and if your cup isn't full, you can't pour into other people. Most importantly, don't let other people's accomplishments and achievements make you feel like where you are and what you're doing isn't enough. Understand that, one, you can't save money and spend money at the same rate. You know what I'm saying? It does take discipline. And once you see somebody accomplishing something or achieving something, just know it took balance, it took discipline, and it took time. Something else that you really want to keep in mind, and this is extremely important. A lot of people, most people, I'm not going to say all because it's not true, most people don't pick up their phones and they don't pick up their cameras during the low moments. A majority of the content that you see is curated so that people put their best foot, their best face, their accomplishments and their achievements, they put all of that stuff on the forefront. And there's nothing wrong with that. Social media has become a place where you can highlight everything in your life that you're proud of, everything in your life that you worked hard for. But just understand in all different aspects, instead of thinking, I don't know what they did to achieve this, you could tailor your mind to think, I don't know what they have to do to keep this, to maintain this. I don't know what comes with, what implications, consequences, if any, or what hardships come with whatever they have achieved or accomplished. Keep that in mind so you're not always looking at other people's achievements and accomplishments as though it's better than anything that you could ever do. Like I said, you don't know your potential. You don't know what you could accomplish. You don't know what you could achieve if your eyes are always fixed on everybody else and you've tricked your mind into thinking that you're going to take notes on their process and implement it into your own plan. Your process is going to go with your plan. That's what's going to work for you. And the less time you spend looking at other people, the more time you can invest in figuring out what works for you. That way you can start achieving things too. You can start celebrating too. And trust me, other people will be there to clap for you and to celebrate with you, but you just really need to focus on yourself, and not in a bratty, selfish princess, spoiled kind of way, but just genuinely show yourself some love, you know? Focusing on your damn self. That's it.